Good morning. Welcome to the First Universalist Church of Yarmouth. My name is Mac Jones, and I am the children's teacher and youth advisor here. I am so happy to be with you today for our Blessings of the Animals service. A warm welcome to our human and non-human friends gathered here in the sanctuary, as well as to our friends meeting virtually on Zoom. At First Universalist, our mission is to explore our faith, embrace this community, and to engage the world as spiritual seekers. May we take these words to heart. If this is your first time in our congregation, welcome. We invite you to fill out a connection card located in front of you in your pew, so we may connect you with events and programs that interest you. You can drop this in the offering plate when it's passed around later in our service. We would love to send you our weekly e-newsletter called Channels. For those joining us with young children, nursery care is available during our service for babies and toddlers. Our nursery is located out this side door and down the hallway to the left. Following our service, all are invited to join us for coffee hour, our time of friendship and fellowship downstairs in the gathering room. Before our service begins, I have two announcements. Following our service today, Reverend Hillary will be offering blessings on individual animals outside in the Peace Garden. You are welcome to bring live animals to receive a blessing at this time, or a picture as well, of a name of an animal that's important to you. You may have heard about a new group that's formed here at First U called Hearts and Hands. So, what is it? Well, it's us. It's you and me when we need meals or rides or a little help, and it's me and you when we respond to a call for help. We are the hearts and hands of our caring spiritual community. If, like many of us, you are squeamish about asking for help, just think about how good you feel when you are the helper. When you ask for help, you create a space for connection and gratitude both ways. Good on you. For much more info to sign up, please see the insert in your order of worship today. Thank you. Those are our announcements for the morning, and I now invite you to take a deep breath, or wag of your tail, or flutter of your wings, or stretch your paws with me. As we settle into this time together, our music director, Sam Chandler, will now lead us into worship.
Oh, I just wanna be an animal with wings, a bird of paradise. Wouldn't that be nice? I'd fly close above the dunes and rummage on the beach, float on the clear blue sea. I can't think of a thing that I would rather be than beautiful and free. Oh, I just wanna be an animal with wings, a bird of paradise. Wouldn't that be nice? I fly close above the dunes and rummage on the beach, float on the clear blue sea. I can't think of a thing that I would rather be than beautiful and free.
Sam. Good morning. How are you? I like just seeing all the additional movement in our sanctuary this morning. It's good to be with you for our Blessing of the Animals service. My name is Hillary. I serve as the minister here at First U, and it is with peace and friendship that I say, whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, whatever it is you have done or haven't done, whether you have 2 legs or 4 legs, 6, 8, or more legs, whether you have hair or fur, whiskers, feathers, scales, or quills, whether you howl or yowl, chirp, gurgle, or growl, whether you eat food off the table or off the floor or anywhere you happen to find it, you are welcome here, and we're so glad you're here. If I had a tail, I would be wagging it very enthusiastically for you all right now. Friends, today we join many churches across the world and celebrate the feast day of St. Francis of Assisi, known to hear the words of God through birdsong, speak to animals as equals, study plants and trees, and beseech humans to care for all the earth's creatures. St. Francis of Assisi is the patron saint of animals and ecology. His feast day, October 4th, is celebrated worldwide with a worship service dedicated to animals, generally with live animals present in the sanctuary. Being that Unitarian Universalists honor the interdependent web of life, and also that many UUs are pretty serious animal and nature people, we too celebrate the ministry of St. Francis today. His ministry is a source of our living faith. As we gather this morning to honor all the animal beings who share this world with us, who share this life with us, we gather on behalf of animals. Our words of invocation this morning are by the New Englander poet Galway Kinnell, a civil rights and anti-war activist and animal and nature lover who saw no distinction between humans and nature. We are all creatures of the earth, he was known to say. The poem I read by Kinnell this morning is titled St. Francis and the Sow. The bud stands for all things, even for those things that don't flower, for everything flowers from within of self-blessing. Though sometimes it is necessary to reteach a thing its loveliness, to put a hand on its brow of the flower, and retell it in words and in touch that it is lovely, until it flowers again of self-blessing. As St. Francis put his hand on the creased forehead of the sow and told her in words and in touch blessings of the earth on the sow. And the sow began remembering all down her thick length, from the earthen snout all the way through the fodder and slops to the spiritual curl of her tail. From the hard spininess spiked out from her spine down through her great broken heart, to the sheer blue milken dreaminess spurting and shuddering from the 14 teats into the 14 mouths, sucking and blowing beneath. This, the long, perfect loveliness of the sow. Good morning, my human animal friends and my non-human animal friends. How good it is to be with you in this budding moment. Loveliness and self-blessing abound. As we have gathered this morning to celebrate the wonder and diversity of all life, won't you take a moment now to turn to your neighbors, give them a smile, a purr, a tail wag, and wish them a good morning.
Oh, Tizzy.
Maybe let's keep a leash on her and some modeling. Our opening hymn this morning, if you will rise with me in body and spirit, is number 38, Morning Has Broken.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for the spring. Sweet the rains move from
And won't you remain standing with me as we read the words of our unison affirmation. We are united in seeking to increase love with justice and to constitute a free church open to all people, mindful of our past and drawing upon modern knowledge. We respond to the spiritual needs of persons and are devoted to the common good in community, nation, and world. We cherish the integrity of each individual and search for truth with reason as our guide. We respect differences and opinions and strive to be a democratic community. We are concerned with this world and open to the future. You may be seated. And as I light the symbol of our faith, the light that connects all of us in our interdependent web of life, Won't you join me in the words of our chalice blessing, also written in your order of worship?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
Thank
DB. It's nice to have you with us again.
I'm excited to be here.
It's so great you're here. So great you're here. Welcome to our animal blessing. So Gwen, Mac, DB, you all probably know I'm a pretty big time animal lover. I love being around animals. I love learning about animals. I love seeing animals out in the wild. The more animals, the better, is generally my point of view. But something happened this week that actually made me look forward to when animals go away into hibernation.
What happened?
Well, let me tell you, my good, sweet, as you just witnessed, imperfect dog, Tizzy, such a good girl, had a run-in with a porcupine.
Oh, no. Is everyone okay? How's the porcupine?
Yeah. By the grace of the spirit of life, everyone is okay. Tizzy, for perhaps the first time in your wonderful life, realized she was making a mistake before she made it and did not bite the porcupine. And well, the porcupine knew exactly what to do.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So, did you look up when porcupines go into hibernation?
I sure did. It was one of the first things I did when I got back in the car, and it turns out that porcupines do not go into hibernation. So that's great. And for the record, skunks do not hibernate either, so that's a bonus. And I'm sure Tizzy is taking notes right now. Maybe I should stop saying her name out. Do you want me to start saying her name? Okay.
Well, that surprises me because I thought most critters around here hibernated in the winter. But now I wonder what kind of wild animals do, what they do as it starts to get colder.
Yeah.
Don't they just keep doing wild animal stuff in the fall? Same as they always do.
Well, I actually know a story about wild animals in the fall. Hillary, DB, will you help me tell it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Once upon a time, there lived a very curious cat. Can anyone be a cat with me? Maybe Meow. Cats are often curious, but this cat was especially curious. She had lots of questions about the world and how things work. She would be cleaning her ears, and suddenly a new question. She would have just finished a tasty meal, and then a new question. So one day, this cat woke up and stretched her paws. Can you stretch? Oh. And yes, a question popped into her head. The question was, what do wild animals did to prepare for winter? What do they do in the fall? She decided she must know the answer. So she jumped up and ran out her cat door into the wild world.
Now, this cat lived in a big old farmhouse that has some big old fields with lots of grass and wildflowers grow. The first animal that the cat saw when she looked into the field was a monarch butterfly. Monarch butterfly, queried the cat. What do you do in the fall?
What do monarchs do? They kind of flutter around. Do we want to be some monarchs? Yeah. The monarch answered, I fly south in the fall. It is too cold for me to stay here. Every morning I fly a bit further south, and every afternoon I stop to eat, and every night I rest. It will be a long trip for me, but I will make it. And the cat nodded and thanked the monarch and slinked away through the tall grass of the field. As she walked, the cat wondered if other animals were as determined as the monarch butterfly.
Soon the cat came upon a small pond at the edge of the field. There in the cool, still water were Canada geese. Can anyone be a goose with me? Honk, 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 honk. Canada geese, called the cat. What do you do in the fall?
A Canada goose replied, "Why, we fly, of course. The water up here in the lakes and rivers and ponds all freeze, so we Canada geese head south. Each fall, we take the same path through the air, and we stop to rest and eat at the same places along the way. It's good for us to have a plan." The cat nodded and thanked the Canada goose. "Why do all animals leave as the weather gets cold?" the cat wondered. She was still curious, and so the cat continued on.
And on the other side of the pond was a forest. And peeking out of the edge of the forest was a black bear. And this black bear was peeking, so this black bear was not roaring. It was being a quiet black bear. And what might a quiet black bear look like? Maybe pawing around a little bit, maybe eating some berries, crab apples off the tree. Fall is the best time for eating, said the bear. I agree. I snack on fruits and nuts all day. Oh, that was someone else's line.
And when the weather gets cold, I look for a small, safe, cozy den to sleep away the winter in. It is important to rest. The cat nodded and thanked the bear. She thought about how she also liked to sleep in warm spaces, especially when she had a full belly.
Just then, the cat heard a rustling sound. The cat stopped to listen closely. The rustling sound was leaves. The cat looked around and finally spotted some white-tailed deer in the woods. "Oh, white-tailed deer," sang the cat. "What do you do in the fall?"
Perhaps these white-tailed deer have some antlers? Yeah. Oh, big antlers. I like those big antlers, Ben. That was a moose. Maybe there was a moose out there, too. Yeah. One of the white-tailed deer stopped and looked up. "I eat lots of leaves and acorns in the fall to get ready for winter," the white-tailed deer explained, "and my coat grows thicker to help keep me warm. Having a thick, warm coat helps me survive in the cold winter." And the cat nodded and thanked the deer. She also liked having a warm coat. But the cat was still curious. What did whales do in the winter? What about squirrels, rattlesnakes, frogs?
And while she was still curious, the cat was also tired and hungry. She left the forest, walked around the pond, through the field, and to her big old farmhouse. Just as she slipped through her cat door, a breeze shook a few more leaves off the trees. Tomorrow, she decided, she would find a whale. The end.
The end, though? Aw, man. I'm feeling curious about that cat and all other animals. Yeah, I think I'd like to learn about those animals too, DB.
Yeah, me too. Isn't it neat how we share our world with these miraculous creatures? How all of these animals are just deeply attuned to the rhythms of the seasons. They don't have calendars or watches.
Yeah, I find it pretty amazing. It seems like we could learn a lot from those wild animals.
Yeah, like when it gets cold, eat some good food, go to sleep, or head south.
Yeah, exactly, DB. Those are pretty good lessons. We also learn lessons from animals about paying attention, especially with porcupines around all year long.
And lessons about determination from the monarch butterflies who fly so far south. And logistics from Canada Geese, who plan out their routes and do the same thing every year. The importance of rest from bears, and nourishing our bodies from the white-tailed deer.
Wow, I love learning about animals today. How lucky are we to share the earth with them?
Yeah. And now let's share our children's blessing together. The words are in your order of service, and we also have some hand emotions. So we are Unitarian Universalists, people of open minds, loving hearts, and helping hands.
Thanks, DB. Thanks, Mac. Thanks, Gwen. I always have a great compulsion to just have collective howls over and over again in animal blessings, but I have learned over the year that it's nice to kind of just keep it calm when we have lots of animals in here, but perhaps we can have a collective howl outside afterwards. Yeah, I just heard a yeah. And with that, my friends, we now come to the time in our service that we set aside for silent prayer. This is a time to reflect on the events of the past week, some of which have been very heavy. Look forward to what might come in the days ahead, or simply be here now. Today, you might also take this time to reflect on animals past and present in your life, or the natural landscapes that bring you peace or awaken your senses. Following our time of quiet, I will ring a chime, and all will be welcome to come forward and light a candle for a joy, sorrow, or concern you have, or today, in celebration or memory of a beloved animal friend. Won't you join me first, though, in taking a deep, refreshing breath in, a calming breath out, and enter into a sacred time of silence. And have a short time of quiet with me. With all the joys, the sorrows, the concerns, the great love that's present with us this morning, I invite you to join me in a prayer of loving kindness, or metta, a meditative prayer meant to surface the limitless compassion we all naturally possess. And if you like, you can repeat these lines after me out loud, silently to yourself, or just listen. I'll recite the prayer 3 times, first for ourselves, our own bodies, our own minds. The next for others, the people and animals in this room, the beings who are close to us, presently with us. And finally, the 3rd time for all of us, all beings, human and animal, everywhere, throughout the whole world. When I say this prayer, I like to imagine that these words of loving kindness are moving across the whole earth on a crisp breeze, touching everyone who needs to feel and hear them, touching everybody. And so with that, won't you join me in taking a deep breath and reciting this prayer of loving kindness out loud or silently with me. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live in safety. May I know peace. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in safety. May you know peace. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live in safety. May we know peace. Let it be so. Amen. Mac will now introduce our offering this morning.
In honor of our first and second principles, the inherent worth and dignity of all beings, and justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, this week's half-plate recipient is Wabanaki Reach. Wabanaki Reach supports the self-determination of Wabanaki people through education, truth-telling, and restorative justice in Wabanaki and Maine communities. Speaking truths and elevating difficult conversations about Wabanaki culture and ways of being with grace and hope is the ongoing work of Wabanaki Reach. For those in the sanctuary this morning, we'll be passing the offering plate to one another. For those gathered with us online, you are invited to make your offering using the donate button in the order of worship. You may also make your offering by dropping a check in the mail. Thank you.
Thank you, choir. Friends, will you join us in our song of thanksgiving? The 2 lyrics are printed in your order of worship. Thank you all for your generosity. In a moment, we'll offer a collective prayer and blessing upon all animals. But before we lift our hearts and join our voices, though, let's just take a minute to discuss this thing that we call a blessing. People define blessings in all kinds of ways. Some say it's like a wish for someone to feel peace or love, protection, comfort. Some say it's like giving a gift to another being or even a place, a gift of love, of generosity. Others believe a blessing is an approval or form of care that comes directly from God or a divine source. Some people believe that only ordained religious leaders can give a blessing because those people have a special connection to God. That's not what I believe, though. Because I believe we all have a special connection to God, or the Great Spirit, the divine web. We all have a sacred goodness in us that can empower us and others to bring about love and care in the world. So sometimes when I'm giving a blessing, I imagine my blessing is like a warm blanket that I'm wrapping around someone. I imagine it's like giving someone a big, strong shield for protection. Sometimes it's like a ray of sunlight that I see shining bright and powerfully on a person or place, a being. Sometimes it's a cool drink of water. And when I bless someone or something, I generally try to be as fully present to that being as I can. I bring about a feeling of compassion in my heart and mind, and I just open my heart and feel all the life around me and all the ways the life is doing the best it can to feel and know love. And so as we come to the time when we offer a collective prayer and blessing upon our animal friends, I invite you to pause with me and feel the life around you in this room and beyond. Feel the love and care that each life deserves and desires, yourself included. And in this state of open-heartedness, of compassion, I invite you to join me in reading aloud the bolded words in our collective prayer and blessing for all animals. It's in your order of worship. If you want to read all the words, you can. If you want to do this responsive style, you can read the bolded. So once again, finding that place of open-heartedness, noticing life abundant and abounding. Won't you pray with me? For all the dogs and cats, wolves and tigers, for all the rabbits, mice, and guinea pigs, for all goldfish, sharks, octopuses, and lobsters, And for all robins and chickens and hawks and loons. For all bats, possums, and raccoons. We can add porcupines to that one too. For all horses, cows, goats, and sheep. And for all lizards and spiders and snakes and ants. For all elephants and giraffes and rhinoceros and zebras. For every animal in the sky, the sea, and the forest. For all the animals in the whole wide world. For the times that we have hurt or neglected animals. For the times we have used toxins and machines that have harmed animals. For the times we've destroyed the homes of animals and forests, oceans, and fields. For all the fun we have with animals. For the companionship and comfort you give to us. For the work you do for us, for the food you provide for us. For the reminders you give us to rest, eat, and move. We pray that all animals may live a full and happy life. We honor the interdependent web of life, which we are all a part. Dependent on the joy and well-being. With this thought always in mind, may our actions towards our shared earth always be rooted in care, consciousness, and gratitude. For all the animals in the whole wide world. Praise. Amen, my friends, and many blessings upon all the animals. Our closing hymn, if you will once again rise in body or spirit with me, is number 203, All Creatures of the Earth.
All creatures in the sky, come kindred, lift your voices high. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Swift rushing
You may be seated. Once again, following our service this morning, I will be in the Peace Garden, which is right outside the church on this side, to offer individual blessings on animals with us today in body or spirit. Can also bless photographs at this time and stuffed animals and human animals if you need a blessing too. As we conclude our service, our very prayerful service, won't you join me once again in a final time of prayer? With all the love and care that exists in my heart, I bless the animals present with us today in body and spirit, and may those animals who have passed away run free and meet only comfort beyond this earthly realm. May those still with us live full, good lives, experiencing many delicious scents and tastes. And may all of us be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. And may our impact on each other's lives be of great benefit to our bodies and minds and to our beautiful shared earth. And won't you, as we close our service, my friends, join me in our unison benediction? The words are printed in your order of worship. For those who come here seeking God, may God go with you. For those who come embracing life, may life return your affection. For those who come to seek a path, may a way be found and the courage to take it step by step. Go in peace, my friends, to love and sniff the world.